Hi, I'm Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the chair yoga class. This week's theme is finding the pause. And that doesn't mean stopping. It means rather than doing, just being. And we're also going to focus on the pelvis in the postures today. So grab your chair and let's get started. Okay, so we made it onto the chair, and just take a moment sitting on your chair to notice what is your pelvis doing while you're sitting on the chair. Sometimes there's a tendency to tuck back. That's a rounding the back or tucking the pelvis back. Or maybe your tendency is to kind of stick the butt out. But try that movement. Notice, curl back, and then come through neutral, stick the butt out a little, and then find neutral. So ideally, the pubic bone and the belly button align, and you're feeling like your feet are pushing into the ground. There's energy coming through your legs. And then once you've established that, let's just do some gentle shoulder rolls. So inhale, lift the shoulders up, roll them forward. Inhale, you can take the shoulders back, up, and forward. One more time. Back, up, forward. And then we go the other way. Go forward, up, and back, and down, and just getting some movement in the shoulders. Maybe you feel it in your neck a bit. And then pause and take a moment to notice what's happening. And now inhale, reach your arms up and take your hands behind your head. And then from here, inhale, lift up. And what does it feel like to arch your back here or lift up? And then exhale, we're going to go the opposite direction. Pull in and round. Inhale, coming through neutral, lift up, pause for a moment. Notice what's going on. This feels really open, like it's a back bend and it's opening the front. Now as you come to the rounded position, it feels a little closed, like you're pulling everything inward and the stretches across the back. And then inhale, come to neutral. Now we'll try some side bending. So trying to maintain a neutral pelvis here. So that's a side bend to the right. And you feel the contraction in the right side and a stretch on the left side. Rise up, and we'll go the other way. Lift up, side bend. And then one more time, back to the center. Lift up, side bend. We're going to add a gentle neck stretch. So I'm not pushing my head. I'm just allowing the weight of the hand to encourage the head to go down. Then I'm going to drop the chin by the armpit so I feel a nice stretch all across my neck. Breathe, inhale, exhale, pause, and see if you can release a little more. And then inhale and rise. We'll go the other way. Inhale, lift up, side bend. Inhale here, exhale. Take a little turn. So I'm not pressing with my hands, but I am dropping the chin. Inhale, exhale, pause, and notice if you can find some depth. Inhale, exhale, pausing. And one more. And then inhale and open and rising up. And then exhale, release the hands. Now we're going to find our way over to the right side into a lunge. And when you're in this lunge, it's a really strong hip position because the front hip is doing something different from the back. In the back hip, I want you to really feel like you're tucking that pelvis under. You get a stretch on the top of the thigh here. On the front leg, the right leg, you're pulling the hip back. So they're doing two different actions. And then we're going to start to straighten that back leg a little bit more so you feel a stretch, but keep the engagement. And then we'll add the arm. So reach the left arm up and lift up and go back. Lift up and go back. And it's a nice back bend. So you lift up, you pause, and then exhale and see where it goes. And then rise up. And from here, keep reaching your arm. We'll take a gentle side bend. We're going to go over to the right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, pause. See if you go somewhere deeper. And then inhale, rising up. From here, we're going to take it to Warrior Two. So the hips change in Warrior Two. The front hip opens a little bit more. The body is this way, right? But we're looking over the right shoulder. So you're feeling the hips open. The pelvis is neutral. The butt's not sticking out and it's not tucked under. It's neutral. And you breathe. And then we're going to take side angle pose here. So we come into side angle or Parshva Konasana. You could have your hand here. You could have your hand in back. whatever feels better in your body. Reach up, open, and then reach over. And breathe. Inhale, exhale, turn a little. Inhale and exhale. Pause. And then rise up. Magic happens in the pauses, and we're turning. And let's find this lunge position. So this is the position I was talking about where the hips are doing different things. You're really tucking this right side under, pulling the left side back. And then you start to straighten this leg, not all the way, but as best you can, so that you feel a stretch, a really nice supported stretch. And then we'll reach the arm up. Inhale and exhale, finding the pauses. Inhale, exhale, and allowing. One more. Inhale and exhale back. And then inhale, rise up, and exhale to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pause. See if you find a nice stretch. And then rising up, we're going to open out now to Warrior Two on the left side. So I'm facing this way with my body, but turning my gaze over my left fingertips. The legs are opening, and I'm not leaning back with my pelvis. And I'm really trying to find neutral as I breathe. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to come into Parshvakonasana, or side angle. You could have your arm here. You could be here or here. Open up and then reach. Inhale, exhale, pause. Feel the depth. Inhale, exhale, pause, reach. And then inhale, rising up. We'll take the legs a little wider than hip width and just find a pause here. We're going to come to stand. So inhale here. Get a sense that you're sticking your butt out a bit to rise up. You could use your hands for support and feel the muscles in your legs work to lift you up. And then you go back down. You stick your butt out here. Stick your butt out, go down. And then you stick it out to come up. So you engage the glutes and you rise up. And then from here, I'm going to move the chair, but you can keep yours right where it is. I just want to give you a different perspective here. So we're going to come into a forward fold here. So I'm using the high part of the chair, and your feet could be at varying distances depending on their hamstrings. If your hamstrings are tight, you could be a little closer. If you wanted a little more hamstring stretch, you could walk back. Now we're going to talk about the pelvis. I want you to tuck the pelvis under. Feel as though the legs are squeezing together and the belly is really lifting up high. And then inhale, lengthen and arch. And now you feel a spreading or a widening. And then exhale, tuck the butt under and curl the back. And then inhale, lengthen. This is really nice to warm up the spine. And we'll do one more. Exhale, curl under, pull the belly way in. And then inhale and lengthen. And feel the sitting bones spread a little bit more. And then from here, come to neutral. Start to make your way up. And we'll move the chair back. And then from here, we're going to come down into a squat again. So you could use your hands again, make sure your chair is there, and come down. And from here, let's just go ahead and go nice and wide into goddess pose. And just take a moment. Feel like you're sticking your butt out here. Open the knees and just drop down. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, release. And then inhale, rising up. We'll take the feet closer together. And from here, let's bend the right knee into the chest. And as you do this, it's okay to curl back in your chair a bit. You could curl back and just feel a nice deep hip flexion here on this right side. And then I want you to sit up and not curl back in your chair as you bring the leg across for this figure 4 stretch. So now use your hands to really lift up out of your low back. So you're not rounded at all. And try to open the knee so you really get the outer hip here. That's the whole purpose of this stretch that we're doing, or this opening. So inhale, exhale, see if you can find release. Maybe you're here. Inhale, exhale, find release. And then we'll rise up. We'll do the other side. So let the left knee come in. You could curl your pelvis back here and kind of round your spine. Just feel that. And then I want you to sit up and open the knee out to the side. Use your hands to make sure you're really sitting up tall so that you can open that knee. Inhale, exhale, opening so the hips are opening. Maybe you're here. Inhale, exhale, really open that knee. And then inhale, rise up. And then from here, we're going to come into the twist. So we turn to the right. And then inhale here. Exhale, start to turn. I really want you to focus on the pause here. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, shoulders down. Pause and feel the breath take you around. Inhale. Exhale, feel the breath, the pause, bring you around. And then inhale, we'll come to the center and we'll go to the other side. Inhale here, lifting up. Exhale, find that pause. Let it bring you around. And then inhale, exhale. And one more, inhale, lifting up and exhale. And then inhale, come back to the center. And we'll come into a back bend. So inhale here, you can come to the angel arms, lift up. Feel as though the back is arching. You're really connected to the muscles in the back. They're working. Lift up, inhale, reach the arms. And breathe, inhale, exhale, pause, see where it takes you. Inhale, exhale. And then let's bring everything down to heart center. And we'll finish with a forward bend. So take the legs out in front of you. And you want to really get a sense of the sitting bones spreading a bit back here as you come forward. Inhale, straight legs. And then exhale, when you've gone as far as you can, just relax the head down. Inhale, exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen, and we'll rise up. Bending the knees. And then find yourself in a nice seated position. You could even be all the way back in your chair and supported. Or maybe you want to stay here and just really feel that lift and just find a place where you can stay in that pause. And I'm going to go over some quotes. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause, breathe, and begin again. The pause is where clarity lives, in the space between action and reaction, between inhale and exhale. A pause isn't a break from life. It's a return to it. In the stillness of a pause, we remember what truly matters. Before you push forward, pause. There's wisdom in waiting and grace in taking your time. Let this theme of pause resonate in everything you do. Namaste.